In the wake of the two mass shootings in Texas and Ohio, some lawmakers who are currently on recess are looking to politicize the tragedies already, as we've witnessed today in interviews and online on Twitter. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, attorney and Republican Eric Early has thrown his hat into the ring for 2020 to take on Democrat Adam Schiff in California's 28th District. And Eric Early joins me now, Republican candidate in the 28th District. Eric, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Patrick.
I do want to start with the two tragedies over the weekend. 29 people were killed over the weekend. 2 more have died since then today in El Paso as a result of that shooting. As someone who's running for a seat in Congress to be a leader in this country, how do you respond to that? But more importantly, as a person, how do you respond?
Well, listen, this is a terrible tragedy. You know, all of America is with El Paso and Dayton now. We want El Paso and Dayton to stay strong. We're strong for them. We need to come together as a nation, stop politicizing this problem. I'll tell you one thing that just gives me great hope, because I believe in the greatness of this country, is when you look at the videos of those blood banks in those towns, you have people of all races, creeds, colors, religions, whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics, on and on and on, giving blood to help their fellow Americans. And that's the greatness of this country. And we will surpass this, and we have to come together as a country to figure this out and to deal with it. You know, America has gone through really hard times throughout its history, but we've always gotten past them. We've always overcome that, and I'm confident that once all these people stop bickering and fighting each other, these politicians, that we can come together and do it. And I really think that President Trump set the tone right this morning to start that process.
And the blood banks, you're right, those should be covered more in the media and elsewhere. The suspect in El Paso is talking to authorities. He was taken into custody, turned himself in. He's talking. The federal prosecutors in Texas and the DOJ are now looking at basically the death penalty here. Your thoughts on a swift and certain death penalty such as that for a suspect like this? Go
in, take the guy, expedite the death penalty, and get rid of this complete scum, quite honestly. This guy should not be around. You know, and generally, one thing we have to look at seriously, this issue of severe mental illness, it's becoming an epidemic in this country. And when you mix these people up with years and years of these psychotropic drugs, you have these crazed monsters walking around. We have to deal with it. We have to look at this seriously. If I was in Congress, I'd be gathering whatever people I could to get together and start looking at ways to deal with this. It's an epidemic, and I do believe that with the severely mentally ill, people know these people. People have seen them for years. But right now we live in a place where if they're reported, there's nothing law enforcement can do with these people. We have to figure out a way to isolate these people sooner rather than later, and in certain instances come up with ways to involuntarily commit these people to get the help that they need and to get them off the streets for all of our safety. Kids need to be able to go to school and be safe. Parents need to be able to send their kids to schools and know their kids are safe. And people need to be able to go out just in regular gatherings like we had to the Walmarts, to their bars, to their churches, to their synagogues, and not be afraid that these maniacs are lurking.
Well, and on that, and one more quick one on this, the red flag laws. If someone is suicidal, if someone shows that they are a certain danger to society, should a local judge take their guns away?
Definitely. We need to take actions here. I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment, but severely mentally ill people that others out there know and can verify that these people are just basically nuts, we have to be able to do something about it.
All right, I want to shift quickly to the race in 2020 for Adam Schiff's seat, the Democrat, of course, who's been causing a lot of waves on Capitol Hill, as you know. Devin Nunes, the top Republican, was here in this chair last week. He talked a little bit about what it would take to beat Adam Schiff and the gravity of that seat. Take a listen.
We need a challenge across the entire state. That is a very difficult seat for us to win, but also at the same time, my seat's a very difficult seat for the Democrats to win. And yet, you know, they threw nearly $12 million at me. You know, they continued to attack me today. So I think where, at the same time the Democrats use Adam Schiff and others to raise money, I think Mr. Early is a good candidate, qualified candidate, and if he can raise money, I think he can get a message across.
All right, so there you have it, a qualified candidate. But as Democrats were throwing money at his contender in 2018, the same could have. Talk about fundraising efforts and what it would take to push Adam Schiff out.
First of all, I want to thank the great Congressman Devin Nunes for that great shout out. I really appreciate it. He's done an amazing job. Listen, Schiff is just this sanctimonious. He thinks he's morally superior to all of us, and yet on the other side, he's looked at all of us for 2 straight years and lied to all of us while he's trying to destroy an American president who's been doing terrific things for the country and for whom 62 million of us voted for. These things, politics, I'm not a professional politician. I've had a great life in the private sector for my life, and I decided to jump in because I can't take people like this Schiff anymore. But it's a money game. He's raised a lot of money because he's been in politics for years, his whole professional life, really. I need support. The more money that we raise, the more we can do. Social media, traditional media, all forms of media, go out after this guy, and ericearly.com is the place to go. And I want to, it's ERICEARLY.com. When I'm on your show, Patrick, when I get off, I start getting donations from around the country from your viewers. Donations of all sizes, small, medium, large. And many of them have notes to me because that's the way it shows up. And it is so gratifying and inspiring. People around the country know this guy Schiff is a pariah, a liar, and a viper, and he needs to be retired, really. And, we're also going to fight him in the district because this guy has been our congressman for 20 years. He has not done anything for our district. Homelessness is out of control. Mental illness related to that, drug abuse related to that, crime is on the rise. Another thing that I'm very passionate about is I want to fight to get these social justice warriors out of our schools. They're getting involved in our schools. They're indoctrinating our kids. I'm an attorney, as you know. I'm representing a group of citizens in Santa Barbara, California, against a district that keeps hiring one of these groups of social justice warriors that literally indoctrinate the kids in this way of thinking that you flash forward and you end up with people like these squad members and the way they think. We have to get them out of our schools. I want to hold federal funding from schools that keep hiring these people. Another thing about Schiff, while I'm talking about that squad, Schiff is big about talking about our president, lying about our president. Every time this squad opens his mouth, he runs in the corner and hides. He never says one word about it. His silence is consent, and for years he's been carrying the bag first of Hillary Clinton and now Nancy Pelosi. It's time for Adam Schiff to go into retirement. I need your viewer support. We can do this.
All right, a lot to address, whether it's the 28th or nationwide. And as always, Eric Early, we appreciate you coming on. We'll talk to you again.
Patrick, you're the best. Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.